It was the first day of school, and Paul could hardly contain his excitement. He had gone shopping with his parents during the holidays and won a prize by pure luck. It was a popular board game that Paul knew he, he and his friends, Fred and Max, would enjoy playing together. As they were not in the same class, he had to wait until recess to tell them about it. You are very fortunate indeed. I never won a prize before. Can we go over after school today to check it out? Fred asked Paul after Paul told him and Matt the good news. That's brilliant. Can we start?
Okay, Claire, you're reading very well, but can you tell me why this is happening? Why are you stumbling over some words and missing some words out?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
problem?
I don't know.
You want to guess what's the problem? Try to think of why you're doing this. Why?
Uh,
What are you doing that's causing you to stumble over your words here and there?
I'm nervous.
Yes, and because you're nervous, you are what? What are you doing because you're
I
nervous? No, it's because you are nervous that you are accelerating your reading, right? Remember,
don't know.
rushing is the enemy of good reading. Remember, I told you this before? Rushing is the enemy of good reading. So you have to slow down. You know you're going to be nervous on the day itself, right? You know nerves are going to make you accelerate your reading, right? Then you beforehand tell yourself you need to go like really very much slower than you think you ought to go so that you will not rush. So notice there are several very simple words that you kind of stumbled over because you were in a rush. So for example, the third line, right? It was a popular board game that Paul knew he and his good friends, Fred and Max, would enjoy playing together. It's a very long sentence. So when you have a long sentence, right, you really need to slow down. Otherwise, you will trip over the words, right? Is something very long, you tend to trip over it, right? Same thing for sentences. If it's a very long sentence, you tend to trip over it. Then in the second paragraph, Fred asked after Paul told him. So you went to Fred asked Paul, and then you kind of like jumbled up the word orders in the second paragraph. Again, because you were reading too fast for your eyes to follow what your mouth was already reading. So what happened? Your brain filled in the blanks and put a different word there than what's on the page. So simple solution to all of this, slow yourself down, but keep the same excitement and energy levels. But try to be maybe about half a beat slower than what you're currently reading. Okay? Start again from the beginning.
It was the first day of school, and Paul could hardly contain his excitement. He had gone shopping with his parents during the holidays and won a
Mm.
pure luck.
No, 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 Claire. What did you do? What did you just miss out? School holidays.
Oh yeah,
So that means you got to go even slower than that, okay? One more time, and I'm not going to stop you this time. Just go, just take your time. Don't rush yourself, okay? Tell yourself, take it easy, right? At a sedate pace, okay? Go.
it was the first day of school, and Paul could hardly contain his excitement. He had gone shopping with his parents during the school holidays and won a prize by pure luck. It was a popular board game that Paul knew he and his friends, Fred and Max, would enjoy playing together. As they were not in the same class, he had to wait until recess to tell them about it. You are very fortunate indeed. I have never won a prize before. Can we go over after school today to check it out? Fred asked Paul after he told Max. My eyes are just.
Okay, if this happens to you, right, Claire, then you use your finger, okay? You use your finger and put it on the screen or on the paper, and then you read along with your finger. Your finger will slow you down, okay? You can try to do that with the paper on the day of the exams itself. And by the way, do you notice in the first paragraph, you also miss out good friend? You just read Paul knew he and his friend, Fred and Max, right? You missed out good friend, no? Yeah, so you see, you read very well, but you have a tendency to skip over words because you are rushing through the sentence. And then your brain kind of like just glosses over that word. One way I find that my students can do this, can overcome this problem is use your finger, little finger, then just use it to kind of track as you're reading, and your eyes follow your finger, right? Otherwise, right, your eyes will go ahead of your mouth, and then your mouth will end up reading what your eyes miss out. Okay, so you want to try one last time?
Yes.
Okay, go, go, go.
It was the first day of school, and Paul could hardly contain his excitement. He had gone shopping with his parents during the school holidays and won a prize by pure luck. It
Mm.
was a popular board game that Paul knew he and his good friends, Fred and Max, would enjoy playing together. As they were not in the same class, he had to wait until recess to tell them about it. You are very fortunate indeed. I've never won a prize before. Can we go over after school today to check it out? Fred asked after Paul told him and Max the good news.
Mm.
That's a brilliant idea. We'll meet
Mm.
at the main gate right after dismissal. Paul readily replied. For the rest of the day, Paul felt a good sense of anticipation and was more jovial than usual.
Okay, only one word misread. The word is jovial. 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 Say jovial.
Jovial.
Don't you find that was much better?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you were expressive, you were fluent, you made very few errors except for that one error at the end, which is very minor. So very close to a full mark performance. What's the moral of the story? What must you remember to do on the day itself?
Breathe, calm down, and then when you are reading, if I'm very scared, I can point my finger at the words.
Yeah, use your finger to track the words. Even if you're not scared, right? Just use your fingers to track the words, and then you follow the pace of your finger, okay? Because your finger can't move that fast.
Like minus points.
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing that you do will cause points to be taken away unless you interrupt yourself, or you don't read fluently, or you make numerous pronunciation errors, or you read like a monotonous tone, everything sounds the same. So you're already reading very expressively, you already have very good pronunciation. You're just skipping words because you kind of tend to miss them. So your finger will defend you from that, and no marks will be deducted for that. Okay? So please remember to do that. All right? So good, almost flawless performance. If you meet a word that you don't know how to pronounce, right? Like for example, in the 5 minutes, you see the word Jovial, right? Then you try to break it down. Remember, break it down. Right, break it down. Jovial. Very seldom is ALR. Very seldom is ALR. It's usually okay? Jovial, which means cheerful or happy. Okay, jovial. Remember athletic.
Athletic, yeah.
Not athletic, right? It's athletic. You break it down into 3 main syllables. Athletic. Okay? That way you won't pronounce the word wrongly. Then you join them back together again to form athletic. In this case, it's jovial. Jovial. Okay? Jovial. Jovial.
Jovial.
So if you find a word you don't know how to pronounce, right, just try to break it down into its component syllables and then pronounce each syllable and then join those 3 syllables back together again and do your best. And don't try to like slow down and jovi. Don't do that, because you're like flag posting to the teacher that you don't know how to pronounce that word. Just read it normally to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Got it? Don't slow down, don't jovial, don't. Okay, don't draw attention to the word you don't know how to pronounce. Okay, Ken? So far so good. Okay, let's move on to the picture. Okay, so look at this picture. Would you like to spin this wheel? Why or why not?
Yes, I would love to spin this wheel. Firstly, because I only need to spend $20 to spin this wheel and instantly win a prize.
Good.
And there are a variety of prizes to be won. First, for example, there are board games, card games, and a jigsaw puzzle. It is a fun and interesting experience that other people can try.
Good.
I remember last year, my parents brought me to a toy store and we spent $50. The shop manager told us if we spent $50, we could also spin a wheel of surprises. When I spun the wheel, I was very lucky to reach. They call reach.
Land on, not reach, but land on.
Land on the mystery prize. The manager gave me a box and I could randomly pick 2 toys from the box. I gave my brother one of the toy, and we were both very excited, and we were jumping for joy after I took after I took two mystery toys. I watched from a video.
Stop. Okay, very good, huh? So far, very good. But what's missing? What's missing from your account about getting these two mystery toys? What's missing?
Feeling
Okay, true. But what's missing more fundamentally about the toy?
what the toy is.
Yeah, remember yesterday we were talking about how, have you ever performed on stage before? Then you tell me everything, but you don't tell me what you perform. Remember? I was telling you about that. Yeah. So you must always give what it is that you perform or what it is that you got. Because if you don't tell me what it is, then everything else doesn't make sense, right? And I won't know what you got, right? I will be guessing. So always be specific. You got two mystery toys. The first toy was, the second toy was, and you felt what? Okay? So carry on. Finish it off properly.
The first toy I got was a pink skipping rope with my melody design on it. And the second toy was a bubble gun, which actually costs about $50 if you buy it without spinning a wheel.
Good.
My brother asked my mother whether we could go down after we reach home to play the skipping rope and bubbles at the garden in downstairs my house. I have heard from my friend that she also spun a wheel, but she got an even better price, like a $50 coupon to buy anything she wants. In a nutshell, I think spinning wheels to win prizes are a very fun and interesting way.
Two
Uh,
are a very fun and interesting way to what? You have to say what? What? You cannot just fun and interesting way.
To save money.
Okay, there you go. Good enough. Good enough for me. Okay, so wherever you start, you must finish. You cannot just find an interesting way, then you hang there. Then you expect what? The teacher to fill in the blanks for you, is it? Don't do that, huh? Just give a simple reason like a fun and interesting way to win prizes. A fun and interesting way to get something that we wouldn't normally get. A fun and interesting way to save money, like you just said. Okay? So a fun and interesting way to do something. So great. No issues with the question at all. If I were to nitpick and add something, it would be that in the experience section, when you were talking about winning the prize, right? Do you think and then you gave one of the mystery prizes to your brother, right? I think it was the bubble gun, is it? Did you give him the bubble gun? Yeah, because you couldn't have given him the Barbie, right? Yeah. So that part, can you link it to a school value?
Can.
Yeah, right. Remember, try to link your experience to a school value. Okay, if you cannot remember, it's okay, it's a bonus. But if you can, it'll be really quite impressive. If you can say that, when I got the two prizes, I remembered that my school core value was care, and I wanted to show care to my brother by giving him the second prize of a bubble gun. Then it will sound like, oh, you thought about the school value and then you applied it in your life. That would be like really cool. So always remember at your experience, or even at the example, try to apply a school value. You still remember what our school values are, right?
Care, respect, resilience, responsibility.
What's missing? The newest one?
Integrity.
Yes, don't forget the last one, okay? That one's very good if you're dealing with people who are cheating or people who do the wrong things, right? Then you can report as a prefect, that kind of thing. Then integrity will be a good value to tag to that. Okay? Yeah? So remember if you can, try to remember value. It's a bonus. You don't have to have it. If you forget it, it's no big deal. But if you can remember, try to tag a value to your experience. Okay? Let's try one more question, shall we?
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to try the second or the third question?
The third.
The third one? Okay. So do you enjoy shopping? Why or why not?
Yes, I enjoy shopping because firstly, if I don't have anything I need, I can go to buy them, and there may also be discounts. Secondly, there are many places to go shopping, and especially the ones nearby my house, which have many great prices and very expensive things. Lastly, it is fun, and I can go as a family, and we can get some bonding time.
Wonderful. Good.
I remember last year when my family brought me and my brother to Hong Kong. we went to a playground and we bonded as a family. At the end of the playground, we went shopping at the merchandise section. We had a budget and we decided to buy each our own things with a certain budget so we won't spend too much. So we had to
Good.
decide as a family what to buy.
Good.
And whether it was important or not important. When I couldn't get the thing I want, I was not sad as my brother could get a better thing which I could share it with him.
Good.
I think I was showing care as he was happier and he was younger, so I had to let him get the toy.
Very good. I
Yeah.
like that you included the value. Good. Good.
I watched on a YouTube video that some people just randomly spend money and they're called spendthrift. But
Good. Good.
are not good as they just waste money on things they may not need and they when they are in need they may need the money that they randomly spend for pills and treatments that they may need. Conclusion, I think I would love to go shopping as we can spend more time as a family and spend money on unnecessary things that we want.
Wow, very impressive. I like that you use good vocabulary like budget, spendthrift. Did you do research before this question? Cannot be what you say you only did 10 minutes of preparation, right? Where do you get all these words from? Did you just read something or watch something? Really?
It's just I know these words. Cause like
Very good.
I know then we always do practice paper then
Practice paper. Okay. So there's some.
let's ask my
Okay.
teacher.
I'm glad that you remember what you read from the practice paper and you didn't just do it and go through the motions. Very good, right? It's always important to learn from what you read. And I'm very impressed to hear these words because I wasn't expecting it, right? But it's very good. Yeah.
You know, I actually didn't practice for the third question. I only practiced for the passage and the first and second question. I didn't
Very good.
Uh,
So that's kind of like your raw performance without any preparation, right? Yeah, so that's good. That's very impressive. And I'm glad that you were able to think of all these words on the spot and you could connect them to the question of shopping. I was a bit worried because at the beginning part of the question, you were talking about going to the playground, right? But I was worried you go out of point. Remember, the point is about shopping, huh?
I know.
But then I'm glad that after you went to the playground, you went to the merchandising section, and then you went for shopping. Again, a very good word, merchandising section. So a good use of vocabulary, very impressive. They're all relevant and correctly used. And you actually expanded on your point quite a lot by talking about your experience of shopping with your family, and then you connected it to a value of taking care of your younger brother by showing him consideration because he's younger. All excellent, very good. Nothing to add to it. You can just do exactly what you do, and you do very well. I just want to point out to you that you left out something. What do you leave out? What, the tree is not complete, right? What was missing from the tree?
Suggestion.
You didn't do suggestions, right? Yeah. Did you do example?
Yeah.
What was your example? Tell me what's your example.
My example was I read that some people would just spend.
Yes. So you see from this, right? From this example, right? Doesn't it lead to a suggestion?
Oh yeah, that people shouldn't be spent.
Yeah,
Just spend
exactly.
a lot.
So I was expecting after your example for you to connect it to a suggestion because it leads itself so nicely. So I suggest therefore that people should not be spendthrift and they should use their money more carefully. You already defined it. You already did all the hard work of telling me what is a spendthrift, right? Then use it more, maximize it. Otherwise, you end too short. But that being said, it's not always necessary to have a suggestion, right? It's not always necessary to have an example. If you want to leave it out, it's okay, it's okay, it's optional. But the more you put in, the better your response will be, right? So if you're feeling a bit tired or you're feeling that you've already said a lot, you can leave certain sections out. But the conclusion is important, right? You must never forget to conclude. Okay, in summary, in a nutshell, right?
That is like your speech has ended.
Correct. It's an indication that your speech has ended. And also, it's a good way to remind the teacher about the main points of what you just said. Like, for example, you summarize by talking about how, your family can bond together doing shopping and how it's an opportunity for you to have fun together, right? So you just bring in one or two important points to reinforce what you've already said. That's what a summary is for. Okay? So good. I'm glad that you are very confident with the structures and you're able to develop the experience part very, very much. I think that's the most important part, right? I'm interested to hear your experiences. Okay, Ken?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Very good.
No.
Yeah, so awesome. Thank you. Okay, well done. I will send the recording to you, or to your mummy. Remember, for reading, please slow down and use your finger.
Okay.
Okay, that's the only part and it's the easiest part. Don't make mistakes in the easiest part. Okay? Ken?
Teacher Pang,
Yep.
I asked you whether they were minus marks if I put my finger on the passage because last year you say right, if you really have no choice, you put your finger on the passage, the teacher will think you are like not very good.
No, I didn't say that. Are you sure?
I thought you did.
No, I didn't. Are you imagining things? I'm not that strict, okay? I'm not going to deduct marks from you if you use your fingers to point on text. I didn't.
Okay, so
I'm innocent. Yeah, I think you misheard, or maybe in your nightmare you thought that I was scolding you because you put your finger on the text. But please no, it's okay. You can use your finger. Please don't feel bad using your finger. Many people, many good readers do that, right? In order to keep their place as they're reading. Okay, because you don't want to skip lines, but sometimes, if you're not careful, your eyes can skip a line. Use
yeah.
your fingers to keep yourself honest.
Final reading, I always sometimes skip lines.
Yeah, exactly. So you know that. Then you use your finger. Your finger is like the guarantee that you won't skip lines.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. You can log off now. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.